As the film story starts, few kids are shown in a school and Ruby was also among them having food. Suddenly, a girl's eyes turn blue and she begins to shiver. Later, she collapses and dies. None understands what happened to her and everyone gets panicked. Later, we discover this is a virus that is spreading in kids. Scientists are trying to solve it, but there is not any cure to this virus yet. And with the passage of time, 90% of kids die because of being attacked by this virus. After it, the American president is shown and he tells that his son is also infected with this virus. All the scientists and doctors are finding its cure and he hopes that this son and other kids will be fine. The president says if you see any infected kid, so send him or her to the CDC department and there the scientists and the doctors will treat them. Ruby was also among those kids who were infected by the virus. It was her birthday and her parents celebrated it nicely and gives her presents. They were also worried because of their daughter's illness that it may harm Ruby. Now, at night, when everyone was sleeping, Ruby comes to her mother's and sits while holding her hand. Suddenly, her eyes turn orange and she leaves being panicked. In the morning, Ruby goes to her mother and the surprising this thing is her mother did not recognizing her. She shows her night present and says, "You have given it to me at night. I am your daughter." But her mother doesn't believe her words and she feels this is a sick girl that is escaping from the police. That's why she hands over her to the CDC team and their team takes Ruby. There were many other kids with her in the bus who were infected like her. They were taken to the base in a lane. Meanwhile, a boy was misbehaving with the guard and the guard beat him a lot. Ruby gets scared to see this and then they are sent to the doctor for a checkup. Now it was Ruby's turn and the doctor tells her this disease because of mutation in human genes that turn humans into something else. Because of it, the kids are getting special powers, but the powers are not the same. Every kid has different power. That's why we named them as color, like green comes first as are the most intelligent. The blue which have the power to lift up anything and then golden which can control electricity. They all are the safe color. Red and orange are the danger most colors in them, but they are rare and the doctor starts Ruby test. He discovers that Ruby is a orange, so he was coming to an end while lifting up her injection. The doctor has caught her, but Ruby fixes in the doctor's mind while seeing into his eyes that she is green. Now the doctor clears her while considering her green, which means Ruby has the power to control anyone's mind and uses it as she wants and it can happen the same as she wants. After it, the kids were worn green, golden and blue outfits. There was no red or orange because they have already ended them. Now Ruby has grown elder with the passage of time and was living with the green kids. The task the intelligent kids can do properly, she couldn't do it because she was orange. Then one day the guards suspect Ruby and they heard a voice. The special people having power who live there can only feel that voice. Ruby hears the voice but can't bear it, so she gets faint. Then she was taken to the medical room and there was a doctor. She was doing her checkup. Meanwhile, the guard arrives and says the meeting time is over. The doctor leaves while writing something on a paper. Ruby reads and it said, "They discover you are orange. So if you want to save your life, so come into the other room. I am waiting for you there." Ruby does the same and moves to the doctor and the doctor somehow brings her to the car. But a guard stops them and Ruby controls his mind and let him open the door. She has come out with the doctor and the Ruby has seen the outer world after many years. The doctor tells her there are no kids in the outer world. That's why few people are left. Many have left the city. Ruby says, "I want to meet my parents," but the doctor says this will be dangerous for you. She gives her a GPS and says press it whenever you will be in trouble so we will discover you. She says, "I'm taking you to the camp. There are many other kids like you whom we saved." The doctor stops the car and meets her companion. Ruby shakes hands with him and gets scared because she sees in that man's memories that the kids are running, being scared of him. Well, Ruby moves inside to change clothes and there she he finds a golden girl. But the girl gets scared to see her and attacks her with electric shock while using her power and runs away. Ruby chases the girl, but the girl shuts the door of the car while moving inside. Ruby says, "I need help," and hearing this, she opens the door and then hides her while calling her inside. There were two more people in the car. Of them was named Liam and the other was his friend. She says, "I am green and few people are chasing me." Hearing this, they get ready for helping her. Meanwhile, a team chases them. On another side, the doctor and the companion were also chasing them. Meanwhile, Liam, who was a blue, damages their cars. Due to it, they can't chase them and they escape. Now they stay at a place and Liam's friend says to Ruby, "You are not a danger to anyone if you are a green. Why you are escaping like this on it?" Ruby says, "It's okay if you want to help me. If you don't want to, I will leave." Liam stops her and says, "We are heading to a place where an orange boy lives who saved the kids like us in the camp. There will not be any danger and you can move with us if you want," and Ruby agrees to go with them. Ruby asks Liam on the way that why he ran from the base. He says, "The government was doing wrong experiments with us and they want to make an army with us that they will use against the enemy. That's why I ran from here." On another side, the doctors was also caught in the camp. The doctor who said that Ruby is green, then a masked girl ends the doctor. Ruby is shown sleeping at night and her hand mistakenly touches Liam's hand. She sees Liam's memory that how he ran from the base and tries to save other kids with him, but he couldn't. After it, the golden girl gives Ruby her dress and she was looking nice after wearing it. Liam admires her. Meanwhile, two men start staring at them and Ruby controls their mind. Later, they leave in their van and the recording of the president's son was going on. He says, "If I can be treated, then why not you?" Then they shop from a mall because there was none. Few kids attack them and the golden girl also uses her electric powers and stop them. The kids attacking them were like them, means they also have special power. They say there must be trackers on you because you ran from the base. Due to it, we will also be caught. They talk a lot at night and here Liam asks them about the orange boy. He says, "I heard that he saved the kids like us while keeping them with him and we also want to go there. Tell us the address if you know," but they say it is secret because none knows his address so easily. Ruby controls the mind of one of them and he tells them the address, but it was in the code form. Liam's friend, who was green and was intelligent, starts understanding it and Ruby was also supporting him. They understand it and were happy with it. Ruby was at her parents' place and was desperate to meet them. Now she decides that she will go to meet her parents. They drop Ruby at her parents. She reaches her parents but does not meet them because she feels they will not recognize her, and on this she will feel sad. That's why she does not meet them and weeps a lot. She meets Liam on the way and she was about to sit in the van with Liam. Meanwhile, a girl arrives and she was same girl who ended the doctor in the base. She arrives her to hold them, but Ruby controls her mind and says, "Walk in straight to the forest and you don't have to stop any. No matter if you will feel hungry or thirsty." Her friends were surprised to see this, how she is doing all this. They discover Ruby is orange and then she asks her friend to sit in the van. Here Ruby asks everyone, "Are not you feeling scared of me that I am orange?" But Liam says there is nothing to be scared. She says, "I can't control my powers and I can control the person I touch. The person can die if I do this suddenly." They move forward and a few kids attack them who were wearing army uniforms, but then one of them recognizes Liam. Liam says, "We want to live here just to avoid danger from anything." They agree and take them with them. Then they were taken to the orange boy who was none other than the president's son. He becomes happy to see Ruby with her friends. Here he tells them the truth that the presidents lied to everyone, that I recovered and everyone was doing different experiments on me. When the experiments did not work, they made a camp and keep the kids there. He says to Ruby Ruby, don't worry, I will tell you the use of your powers. I will teach you. And Ruby was learning everything gradually. She was sad one day and the orange boy comes to her and says only an orange can understand other orange's pain. Then he holds her hand and Liam sees him doing this and becomes furious. The orange boy sees Ruby's life 6 years ago. Here we discover what happened to Ruby that night, how her parents forgot her. Ruby went to her mother on her birthday and she removes her mother's memory while touching her hand, and that's the reason her parents forgot her. The orange boy becomes surprised and says, even I don't know how to do it. He says, I don't have all those powers. Will you teach me? She says, I don't know how I did this and because of it I lost my parents. Ruby meets Liam, but he was angry with her and says, I know what's going on between you two. Ruby says, there is not anything like this and even we can't come closer because I am afraid of doing the same I did to my parents. She leaves after saying this. She comes to Liam's friend who was sitting near the shore of the lake. He says to Ruby that I feel the same like the base and we are not safe here. On the other side, the orange boy was telling someone on his laptop that how many blues and oranges are there. Meanwhile, Ruby arrives and he shuts his laptop while seeing her. And she also comes for the laptop so that her friend can contact his family. Here, he asks her for a deal if she will teach him the power how to erase people's memory while controlling their mind. Then he will give her laptop. Ruby agrees. She was teaching him all this and opened her eyes. The orange boy was misbehaving with her and she runs from there while punching him. She weeps a lot while moving outside and Liam asks her what happened. He tells him everything that makes Liam furious and he was moving to end the orange boy. Ruby says it is not the time to fight. We are not safe here and we have to leave soon. They were escaping from the camp at night and the camp's general arrives. The orange boy also comes there. Here they find out the orange boy was also supporting the base. The base who want to make an army of kids. He controls Liam's and beat him a lot. But then Ruby controls the general and ends him. The golden girl also attacked them while using her electric powers, after which Ruby asks her friends to leave. She alone compete with the orange girl. She controls his guards and asks them to point guns at him. But he again controls them and made them ended while shooting each other. Ruby also tries to control him. But the matter goes wrong and the boy controls her while saying that I will take out all the sad thoughts from you. Then we will rule the world. Before he controls her, she controls the helicopter and crashes it on him. The other helicopter throws bomb at her, but Liam's friend was saved and her now he also gets injured. Ruby does not understand what should she do and then she remembers the GPS given by the doctor. The doctor who helped her to escape from the base. She passes it and doctor saves them while reaching them with her friend. They were taken to a house and when Ruby awakes, the doctor tells her friend is in the hospital. Liam wants to go from here and does not want to stay here. The doctor tells we are not your enemies. We just want the president to be caught. We want to reveal the truth that what is doing with the kids and we need you in this mission. You can be the leader and Liam will not leave you alone. Hearing this, Ruby moves to Liam's and meets him. Finally, she comes closer to him and erases all the memories from his mind so that he can leave from there. His life will be out of danger. Liam's memories were erased and he asks the doctor where I am. She says you are with us and can leave if you want to. Liam leaves from there to his house. Ruby was feeling sad that he has forgot her. The orange boy is shown another side who was still alive. There was his army in front of him, the kids who were in his control, and Ruby was also ready to compete with him. She was alone orange after him. Means they were the only two who can control people's mind. Now they were ready to compete with each other. This is the end of the movie.